Evening everyone, how are we doing? Yay! Fantastic. Before we get started, I just want to run through a couple of things with you. At some points I might be looking for a reaction from you, so there's a couple of hand signals I might use. So if I do this, it means I want to cheer. Don't do it yet. If I do this, a little bit lower, like I'm trying to cup your balls, or maybe if you're a lady, do the trump. That means I'm looking for a bit of an ah. Okay, so let's give that a run through in practical application. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am South Coast Comedian of the Year 2019. Yay! Entrant. For me, comedy is a very personal and intimate thing. Every performance in front of a new audience like this it's a lot like losing my virginity all over again. Except tonight I'll be disappointing an entire room full of people. Instead of just terrifying my blind grandmother. As an additional bonus, I told that joke in front of my dad and my uncle on Sunday. And that's why I'm making new arrangements for Christmas. So I just wanted to tell you a couple of stories. Over the last year, I've done a few things, as we all have. I went to Amsterdam with my best mate in January. Anybody been to Amsterdam? Yeah, it's a fantastic place to go. So there I was, 36 years of age, 2 kids, first ever trip to Amsterdam. And from that, I don't mean that I have 2 kids, although I do. I mean, me and him were like 2 kids. 2 really happy, drugged up kids. It's like the ones in the basement. So we got started on it pretty much as soon as we arrived, as you'd expect. We got off in the main square, went to this cafe called Smokies. We walked in, picked up the weed, and as we go to sit down, this waiter comes over to us and says, "Hi guys, we've got this special offer of today's on these cookies. Usually they are €10, but today we are selling them for just 5. They smell really potent, but they're not actually that strong." Now I know enough about Amsterdam that even though it's full of naked women, it's not the internet. You shouldn't just go around blindly accepting cookies like there's no consequences. Particularly when they're given that really vague description of they're not that strong. That's the sort of thing you might hear in a nature documentary. Compared to the alpha male, this silverback is not that strong. However, we put him up against this hamster, and he fucking ruined it. So we spent 3 days exploring the city. I say exploring the city, realistically what we did was we spent 3 days walking around the same few blocks over and over again, because we had no idea where the fuck we were. One night, and this is absolutely 100% God's honest truth, we saw a glowing W in the distance, somehow managed to convince ourselves that it stood for Wayne Tech, and set off to find Batman. So after that sort of traipsing around, I was starting to feel a little bit under the weather, and I thought, you know, weed's great, but I want some proper painkillers. So I set off to find a pharmacy. I know, the ludicrous behaviour of actually trying to get proper drugs when, you know, there's all the fun drugs there. And I walked in, and I said to the guy behind the counter, "Hi there, can I have a packet of codeine?" And he goes, "I'm sorry, did you say codeine?" "Yeah." "Oh, we can sell you that without a prescription over here." "Really? Because, like, in England, I can just walk into Sainsbury's and buy it." He goes, "Oh, I guess we're a little bit more strict." So I took a packet of paracetamol, walked out the front door to my friend, who's stood out there smoking a joint the size of my leg. "Did you manage to get your codeine?" "No, couldn't buy it. Apparently they're a little bit more strict." "So what's next then? Shrooms or whores?" That's completely thrown me. So yeah, on a totally unrelated note to that last story, I've recently received the paperwork through for my 2nd divorce. So basically the relationship deteriorated due to a difference in beliefs. I believed her when she said she wanted us to get therapy and work out our differences. She believed I was too stupid to find out she was having an affair. So because of the way that relationship ended, I thought, you know, I really have to go and get myself checked out here. So I went along to the STD clinic. Anyone been checked lately? Yeah! It's reassuring. I would rather see more hands go up there. Sexual health is not something to be joked about. So it's quite weird when you're going to get checked out for that sort of thing, because you're simultaneously convincing yourself that everything is perfectly fine. But as soon as you get an itchy scrotum, you think you're going to die of AIDS. It's a bit like having Schrodinger's clap. So you go and you give your samples, and then a week later you call back in and get your results. And you don't actually get to speak to another human, because that's far too humanising. What happens is you phone in and you get your STD results read to you by Stephen Hawking. So you call up, you punch in your number of shame, and this starts reading out the results. So it says, your gonorrhea test result is negative. Oh, no, negative, that's what I want, that's good. So it reads to the next one, chlamydia result, negative. And then it goes through and he gets to the last one, the one that anybody who's ever had the STD check really worries about, which is the HIV test. And all I can think is that the signal on my phone must have just dropped for a second, because what I heard was, your HIV test result is, goodbye. As long as 2 minutes of my life to dial back through and get to the point where I realised that everything was fine. I'll leave you with this final one. After I split with my wife, before the paperwork went through and it was finalised, I was using her Nectar card for one. It used to really piss me off that I was spending the money but she was getting the points. But I was playing the long game. So what I did every day for a month was I go into Sainsbury's and I buy 6 cucumbers and a tube of KY jelly. And then in the evenings I return them, because I'm not made of money, I can't have that outlay every day. After the first week I started to get some funny sort of side-eye from the people that worked there. Into weeks 2 and 3 I could hear them whispering as I went past. As I came to the end of the month, they would blatantly, to my face, point at me and go, "Look at that guy, he must have an arsehole like a Pringles tube." But like I said, I was playing the long game. And that is why, to this day, every single time that my ex-wife goes into Sainsbury's, she gets coupons out of the till for cucumbers and KY jelly. And that is how I got Sainsbury's to tell her to go and fuck herself. Thank you very much.